you ever felt watched? Not in a scary way, not in a someone's behind you way, but in a way that feels ancient, like an old presence is standing close enough to touch your spine. Because some people say the ancestors never went anywhere. They simply stepped back. But lately, something is happening. More dreams, more shadows, more cases of people seeing figures they shouldn't see. And the question is the same everywhere. Are the ancestors coming back? Tonight, I don't feel alone. I found a lot of videos. Science, health, mystery. But this one feels different. Because the air feels different. Okay, you saw that right. I'm not saying it's a spirit, but I'm also not saying it's not.
Ada, tell me why the lights in this house keep blinking like we owe the ancestors rent.
Milo, stop. You're not helping.
No, seriously, because if one more candle blows out on its own, I'm calling my mom to come pick me up like I'm in kindergarten.
I saw it.
I detected a temperature drop of 4.2 degrees, localized, centered behind my low.
Did you just say something was behind me?
Correction, a low-density thermal anomaly was behind you. Whether it was an ancestor remains unconfirmed.
Luma, you're not helping either.
I apologize. Should I attempt to comfort you? Processing. You are safe? Probably.
Probably. And you're the AI doctor?
Fear increases clarity. Clarity invites truth. Tonight, truth is near.
Can I be honest? This topic scares me. I'm supposed to be the logical one. The researcher, the girl who reads science journals for fun at 2 a.m. But even I can't deny what's been happening. People seeing ancestors in mirrors, dreams that come true, voices calling names at night, children saying they saw someone standing in the corner, someone no one else saw. And the strangest part, it's happening worldwide. Last year, a woman in Ghana said her grandmother, dead for 14 years, visited her. Not in a dream, not in a vision. She saw her grandmother sitting on the edge of her bed, wrapping her head with the same white cloth she wore before she passed. The grandmother said only one thing: the door's opening. A week later, the woman survived an accident that should have killed her, and she said, "My grandmother pushed me out of the way."
Okay, wait, a whole ancestor tackled her like a linebacker to save her life?
Yes, Milo. People believe the ancestors are returning to warn, to protect, to guide.
Temperature drop detected, 5 degrees in Ada's vicinity.
I feel it. Like someone is standing right here.
Oh my God, Ada.
Don't move. Don't panic. Just breathe. If that is an ancestor, we honor them. We do not fear them. Something is happening in our world. Something ancient. Something powerful. And tonight, we're going to find out why the ancestors are returning.
Do they want something?
Every return requires purpose.
Act 2 begins now. If Act 1 was about what people are seeing, Act 2 is about what people are calling. Because before an ancestor appears, someone always sends out a signal, even if they don't realize it. I want to ask you something, and answer honestly. Have you ever cried so hard or felt so lost that you whispered, Grandma, if you can hear me, please help me. Or, Mom, I miss you. Or even, God, universe, ancestors, somebody, please show me what to do. That whisper, that pain, that longing, that is a summoning, even if you didn't mean it to be. And sometimes, someone answers.
They are coming for what you hold.
Alright, I wasn't even gonna bring this up, but once, when I was like 14, I was in New Orleans staying with family. I got mad, ran off, sat outside at night, being dramatic. You know, a teenage nonsense, and I swear to you, I heard someone whisper my name right behind my ear, but nobody was there. And the weird part, it wasn't a voice I knew.
Did it scare you?
Girl, yes. I sprinted back to the house like my mama was giving away free rent. But here's the thing, my aunt said, don't be afraid, the dead look after children.
Did she explain what that meant?
No, she just closed the curtains like she knew who it was.
Human distress oscillates at specific frequencies: grief, longing, fear, devotion. These frequencies align with what many cultures call the ancestral field. When someone cries out from a place of despair or love, it creates resonance.
So like crying opens a spiritual Bluetooth connection?
Yes, that is an accurate metaphor.
Not ancestral Bluetooth, Milo.
Would you prefer interdimensional emotional transmission channel?
Bluetooth is fine.
There's another story. A woman in Nigeria lost her mother suddenly. She was her best friend, her voice of comfort, her safety. That night, the daughter cried until sunrise, and she said, "I'll never forget this. I felt my mother sit on the bed. I smelled her perfume. I felt her hand on my shoulder." But here's the part that gives me chills. Her mother said, "I didn't leave. You just stopped listening." And I don't know which part hurts more, the loss or the truth in that sentence.
What does listening even mean? Like, are they talking out loud? Do they show up in dreams? Do they send signs?
Sometimes they talk, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's a shadow, a scent, a whisper, a feeling, a thought that isn't yours, a warning you can't explain, or a dream so real it feels like daylight. The ancestors speak through intuition, coincidence, smell, temperature, timing, and sometimes appearance.
Statistically, dream visitations increase after major emotional events.
Meaning, the living call the dead.
Yes, Milo, and sometimes the dead answer.
What if you call the wrong thing?
Clarification. The ancestral field responds to bloodline resonance. Foreign entities cannot imitate genetic signature.
So, ghosts can't catfish.
No, Milo, real ancestors don't pretend. They don't trick. They answer because you're their blood, because they still love you. So yes, the living call the dead far more often than they realize. But the real question isn't how we call them. It's why are they answering so loudly now?
What changed?
The world is shifting. Barriers weaken, patterns disrupt. The door opens.
And in Act 3, we will face the moment where the ancestors step through. Here comes a moment when whispers turn into footsteps, when dreams spill into waking life, when the air thickens and something ancient pushes through. Tonight, we talk about the crossing, the moment ancestors appear in our world not as memory, but as presence. Okay, I don't know what just passed through this room, but it felt like ice brushing my arm.
Ada, the temperature dropped in the hallway too.
Environmental sensors confirm a synchronized drop of 6.3 degrees in 3 separate locations.
They're here.
Please tell me that's the humidifier.
Milo, we don't have a humidifier.
Lord.
The fog density has an organic pattern. It is forming a shape.
Don't look directly. Just breathe. Keep your chest soft.
Why are you whispering?
Because something is listening. There's a man from South Africa, a father of 2, who lost his mother unexpectedly. One night, while sitting alone, fog rolled into his kitchen, thick, cold, moving against the wind. And when he looked closely, he saw his mother's silhouette forming inside the fog. She raised her hand and pointed toward his bedroom. Inside, his son was having an asthma attack and couldn't call for help. She saved her grandson's life after she died.
Wow.
Case studies reveal a significant pattern. Most ancestor appearances occur at moments of danger, transition, emotional despair, major life changes, or near accidents. Statistically improbable without external influence.
So ancestors are like spiritual seatbelts?
Yes, except they fasten themselves before impact.
They intervene. They warn. They move energy. They redirect danger. They step through when they're needed. A woman in Atlanta said she was walking toward an elevator when a hand grabbed her shoulder and pulled her back. She turned around, no one, and seconds later, the elevator cable snapped. The building supervisor told her she should have been dead. So whose hand pulled her back? A hallucination? A reflex? A coincidence? The woman said, "No, it was my grandfather. I smelled his cologne." I believe her.
Okay, not to be dramatic, but did anyone else see that shadow move?
Where?
Behind me.
Confirmed. A semi-visible figure is observing.
Sir, ma'am, ancestor person, and I mean no disrespect.
Don't talk. Just lower your head. Acknowledge them.
Did I just bow to a ghost?
Not a ghost. A relative.
If ancestors are returning, it is because the world is destabilizing. The spiritual atmosphere is cracked. The emotional frequency of humanity is rising in chaos. In times like this, the dead come home.
To protect the living.
From what?
From whatever is coming next. They're not returning randomly. They're returning with purpose, with warnings, with protection. And once they step through completely, the world will never feel the same. In Act 4, we follow the ancestors into the realm between life and death. If the world feels strange lately, it's because something is happening in the place between breath and spirit. There is a realm that the living rarely step into and the dead rarely leave. But tonight, the distance between those realms is thinning. This is Act 4, the place they come from, the place they return to, the place that's starting to touch us back. Do you feel that?
Yeah, my chest feels heavy, like someone pressed a hand over my heart.
Electromagnetic readings have become unstable. We are not alone in this environment.
It feels like the room is breathing.
Ada, please tell me that's the neighbor.
The house next door is empty.
The taps are rhythmic, intentional, a communication pattern.
From who?
The ancestors, or something standing with them.
Don't be afraid. When the dead knock, they're asking permission to enter. . ' Here's a story from Kenya about a young man who clinically died for 3 minutes. He said he found himself walking across a plain of fog with dark silhouettes standing far behind him, just watching. But one figure walked beside him, a woman he didn't recognize. She touched his arm and said, "Go back. They still need you." When he recovered, the nurses told him he kept repeating the same sentence, "I was not alone. I was not alone."
The realm between life and death is not a place in a geographical sense. It is a frequency, a field of memory, a shared consciousness. It is where souls wait when they are no longer alive but not yet gone.
So like a cosmic airport terminal?
Yes, a transit space.
Then why are they leaving it? Because we're entering a time where emotion is at an all-time high. Grief, rage, loneliness, fear, hope, all of it. And those emotions become signals. We talk about ancestors like they're far away, but the truth? They're right behind the veil, and the veil is breaking.
Ada, what if the veil breaks completely? I mean, spirits walking around full time, just showing up?
That is not impossible. It has happened before in global history during mass trauma or transitions.
And it might happen again.
I'm not ready for ancestors to be in the kitchen while I'm trying to make waffles.
Children always see them first, always, because kids haven't learned to shut the door in their minds yet. There was a child in Sierra Leone who kept waving at an empty corner of their classroom. The teacher asked who he was talking to. The child said, "My grandfather. He said he's waiting for you too." The teacher fainted.
If the ancestors are crossing more frequently, it suggests urgency, a shift approaching, a global event or a spiritual imbalance that requires intervention.
A warning?
Precisely.
They don't return for no reason. They return because something is coming. Someone just touched my back.
Girl, stop.
Thermal disturbance detected. A presence stands directly behind Ada.
I'm not scared. If this is an ancestor, I honor you. We're getting closer to understanding the truth. The ancestors are not just returning. They're crossing over because they see something we don't. And in Act 5, we uncover what they're trying to warn us about, what they're preparing us for, and what happens next for humanity. If you've stayed with us this far, you already feel it. This heaviness, this stillness, this pull. The ancestors do not return without purpose. Act 5 is that purpose.
Ada, I'm scared to ask this, but why now? Why all this? Why them coming through now? Is something wrong with our world or with us?
Both.
I have analyzed billions of data points. Global emotional stress is at its highest in generations. Loneliness, despair, anger, hopelessness, disconnection from tradition, loss of culture, loss of identity, loss of community. When this happens at scale, the veil becomes fragile, and ancestors intervene to stabilize their bloodline.
So we're spiritually unstable.
Correct.
I'm gonna say something I never said before, because I've always tried to be scientific, logical, grounded. But the truth is, I've felt them, watching, waiting, calling. And I think the ancestors are returning because humanity forgot them, forgot ourselves, forgot who we come from. And when a people forget they're dead, they lose their way. They're here because we're lost. A woman in Detroit said her ancestor appeared during one of the darkest moments of her life. She was about to end everything. She wrote the note. She sat on the floor. She said her chest felt empty. Then she felt arms wrap around her. Warm, familiar. She smelled shea butter, saw a faint golden silhouette, heard her grandmother whisper, "No, live." And the woman said, "I stayed alive because someone came back for me."
There are patterns repeating, history recycling, old wounds reopening. Great spiritual imbalance precedes great change. The ancestors intervene when they sense societal collapse, moral decay, loss of identity, disconnection from community, the rise of despair, and the disappearance of cultural memory.
They return to pull us back to ourselves.
To remind us who we are.
Yes. Wait, something's happening.
Oh my.
Presence forming. Strength, high. Intent, non-hostile.
Don't run. Don't scream. Just honor them. The ancestors' eyes glow faintly. Their outline shimmers. Their clothing looks ancient, beautiful. They raise their hand, point toward the camera, then toward Ada, then toward the ground, and they mouth a single word: remember. I don't know who that was, but I felt them, like deeply, in my chest, in my stomach, in my bones.
Ada, I swear my eyes watered, and I'm not even a crier.
Emotional resonance detected. All three of us were affected.
That apparition wasn't random. It came because there's a message humanity needs to hear. They're saying, remember who you are. Remember where you come from. Remember you are not alone. Remember your dead walk with you. Remember your lineage. Remember your strength. Remember your purpose. The ancestors haven't abandoned us. We abandoned them. And now they're coming back because the living are calling and the dead are answering. So, do spirits still walk among us? Yes, they never stopped. We simply stopped paying attention. But the ancestors, they are returning in numbers, in dreams, in shadows, in warnings, in whispers, in protection, in love. They're coming back because the world is changing, and they need us to remember what we were before we forgot. The ancestors walk with you, right now, right beside you, and they're saying, we are here.